There we go. Okay, we are recording. So taking a moment and making sure that you are in a place that is comfortable. Take a seated position, whether it's simple crossed legs, whether it's legs out in front of you. If sitting on the floor is not your favorite posture, I encourage you to take either a blanket or a pillow or both and sit on those so that you can allow your hips to be higher than your legs. That way you can allow the vertebrae in your low back to stack. So we had several people that were saying that low back was a little grumpy today. This is also going to help shoulders. Okay. So when you're ready, I want you to allow your palms to turn face up. Allow your eyes to gently close. And I want you to begin simply by listening to the sound of your breath as you inhale and exhale. So at this point, we're not trying to manage the breath. We're not trying to change the breath. This is just a space for you to begin to observe and notice how your body feels as you inhale and exhale. And just notice the quality of the air as you breathe in. Notice the temperature. Does it feel soft? Does it have a sense of sharpness to it? How does it feel once it enters through the nose and then goes down the throat and then down into the lungs? Take a moment to notice how that feels as you inhale. And then take a moment to notice how it feels as you exhale. So how does it feel as the air leaves your lungs, as the exhale moves back up through the throat and then out through the nose? And just find that sense of inhale and exhale. And as you're here, begin to notice, how does your body move as you inhale? How does your body move as you exhale? And noticing that even as we are in a place of stillness, there's still movement. There's still rhythm. There's still ebb and flow. When it feels comfortable for you, you can place your hands on that low belly so that now as you inhale, you feel your breath come in through the nose, down through the throat, and let it come all the way down into that low belly area so that you can feel that low belly expand, finding spaciousness. And as you exhale, you can feel that low belly recede and use the strength of that low belly to begin to push the breath back up so it moves up past the diaphragm and then into the lungs, up through the throat and out through the nose. And begin to follow that cycle of breath. If at any point it doesn't feel comfortable to focus on the low belly, you can also place the focus on the diaphragm. So you can have the image in the mind of as you inhale, the diaphragm actually pulls down towards your pelvic bowl. And as you exhale, your diaphragm moves up, gently squeezing the lungs, helping you release the air back up and out through the nose. So if that image is more comfortable for you, with each inhale, I want you to feel as you expand, the diaphragm actually pulls down, which allows the lungs more space to take in air. And as you exhale, the diaphragm contracts and moves back upward, which helps squeeze the air out of the lungs, back up through the throat, and out through the nose. So just play with whatever image works best for you and follow your breath as you inhale and exhale. Finding the pattern, finding the rhythm, finding the ease. Take 3 more cycles of breath, a cycle being a full inhale and a full exhale. Being in that beautiful space of allow. At the end of the 3rd exhale, gently release the breath. Begin by turning the corners of your mouth upward in a smile and let your eyes gently open, being soft. Okay, you guys, beautiful. From here, we're going to move into creating sound and tone. And I wanted to talk for just a moment about why we do this. So, anytime that you sing, anytime that you make a rhythmic noise, ha 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 ha, or what you're doing is you're actually activating and stimulating your 10th cranial nerve, which is more affectionately called your vagus nerve. Okay. Your vagus nerve is really a big component of being in charge of your parasympathetic nervous system. And your parasympathetic nervous system is all about feelings of love. It's about feelings of joy. It's about feelings of being calm, right? It's about feelings of being hopeful. It's also very important to our immune system. So it's really important that every day you do some kind of focused breath, you make some kind of sound, you sing to yourself, go into the shower and belt out a few show tunes if that's your favorite thing, but do something. Stimulate that vagus nerve because that's what's going to help keep your immunity strong, okay? Helps keep you happy. So what we do in the beginning of class is that we place our hands over our heart so that it's easier to feel the vibration. And we're going to start by singing the sound of ah, then we'll move into the sound of o, and then we'll move into the sound of So when I say we're bringing awareness into the inner part of ourselves, that's what I'm talking about. Is I'm talking about the vagus nerve. It's like we're going to make ourselves happy from the inside out. Okay? So we'll do 1 round of each sound, and then on the 4th breath, what I invite you to do is set your intent for your practice today. So you're going to make that an I am statement, something that you most need, something that you most desire. So you already have it. When you're ready, if it's more comfortable, you can close your eyes. If you want to keep your eyes open, that's fine too. We're going to start by taking a deep inhale. When you're ready again, release your hands to allow them to come down onto the tops of the thighs. Then one more time, allow the corners of your mouth to turn upward. Gentle smile. And allow the eyes to open. Thank you, you guys, very much. So what we're going to do today is we're going to open into our arms. We're going to open into our legs a little bit in a seated position. And then we're going to stand up and we're going to move into some bigger postures. Yeah! Go team. Okay, so I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Eric has promised that this weekend we will play with his camera so that hopefully by next week, I won't have to cut my head off. So that you guys can see my feet. So here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I know. It's like, when I taught yesterday morning, it was like, everybody see on my feet, but it was like, it stopped right here. So no one got to see my head. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do eagle arms. So please remember, we've got lots of variations for this. Please make sure that it's comfortable. You're still seated in a place that is very comfortable for you. Hips are taller than knees. I don't want any stress coming to your low back as we're doing this, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with eagle arms. So what I want you to do is bring your arms, hands facing out in front so that you can see. You can also raise them up above your head. I want you to start with your right hand. So wave your right hand for a moment. There we go. Hi, everybody. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap this right arm underneath our left, just like that. Now, if your torso is tight, it could be this entire posture is to give yourself a really yummy hug. If your body says, nope, I can do more, then what you're going to do is you're going to take this right hand. Palm is going to face over towards the left. And then you're going to bring this left hand right here around to touch, okay? If your body's too tight and it says, yeah, no way, Jose, please come back to giving yourself a hug, okay? Or if you want to do it a little bit deeper, you can work to wrap your arms back behind and hold on to your shoulder blades, okay? So you've got lots of possibilities. All right, wherever you are, you're going to breathe. So take a full deep inhale, and I'm going to adjust myself just a little bit so that I can see you without having to look around my hands. Take a deep inhale, find length through the spine. And as you exhale, I want you to very gently, very slowly begin to draw the elbows down. And it might be a millimeter. Remember, you're doing this so that it feels good. Beautiful, you guys. That looks great. Long, slow, steady breath. Next part, with your next inhale, now what you're going to do is you're going to lead with these top left fingertips and very gently, very slowly begin to draw the elbows up. Now, if your hands are here, guess what? You can still begin to draw your elbows up. Just do what feels best for you. So breathe. That same breath that we started with. So we're massaging our vagus nerve this entire practice. So when I say that we're practicing from the inside out, this is what I mean. It's more important to have steady breath than it is to try to do big posture. And then gently, slowly let it release. Let your arms come down. And I want you to make some really big rolls with your shoulders. Back in and back out. Oh, and guess what? We're going to have a visitor. So y'all keep rolling back and front. Oh my goodness. Come on, you guys. Yes. There you go. There we go. Come on up. Come on. Oh, Denali's going to practice too. Okay. You practicing with us? Here we go. Sorry, that was one of those things where it's like if I didn't let them come in, yeah, they'd be really noisy. This way though, Denali has a spot and she'll lay down. Okay, here we go. Next side. So everybody wave your left hand. You can bring them up if you choose. And when you're ready, as you exhale, I want you to sweep underneath, bring the left under the right. Okay, now, if you need to, hold on this way. If you've got a little bit more, your left hand is going to be facing the right. Your right hand is going to come around back. There you go. And you're going to clasp. And again, I'll move myself a little bit this way so that everybody can see. Long, slow, deep inhale. And as long as your body says yes, you can gently, slowly, leading through the elbows, begin to come down. And breathe. Thank you all for your patience with the four-legged contingent who wants to be part of our practice today. And breathe. Long, slow, deep breath. Allow your breath to create the posture. So again, whatever adjustments you need to make in order to have that full breath, please do so. Now, when you're ready, on the next inhale, you're going to lead with those right fingertips and gently, slowly begin to draw the arms up. Again, this is very gentle movement. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then very gently, slowly let it relax and unwind. And again, you're going to allow your body to do some really big, lovely breath rolls through the shoulders. If your head and your neck need to get involved, please involve your head and your neck. You're just testing and moving into what feels good. Okay? So from here, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So again, make sure if you need to, take your little pad so that you can sit and make sure that the hips are higher than the knees. Okay, so if you're outstretched and you're on the floor and your knees are up here like this, guess what? It means that you need to be sitting on a pillow or a blanket. Okay, and this is actually a very easy movement. It does not need to be big, you guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by, as you exhale, you're going to feel your pelvis tuck under so that you can roll that low back, right? Your lumbar spine back. Then as you exhale, you're going to gently push those sits bones behind you so that you can just gently roll forward a little bit. So what we're doing is pretty much a very small variation of cat and cow. And then again, roll it so that you're tucking your tailbone under. Exhale, gently drawing those sits bones behind and tipping the pelvis forward. Come back to neutral. Okay. Now, you can also do this with your feet and just gently roll. So I think everybody can everybody see my toes? There we go. Well, all right. So what we're going to do with toes, I'm going to do this so that everybody can see. With your legs out, you're going to roll the toes out and then roll the toes in. Roll the toes out and roll the toes in. And I want you to feel that movement go all the way from the foot down to the hip, okay? So you can roll them back, toes back, and then you can roll toes forward. And then one more time. Inhale, roll toes back. Exhale, roll the toes forward. Oh, yummy, okay? And then just let everything wiggle wobble. From here, I want you to take a deep inhale. I want you to press down through the sits bones, feel the shoulders relax. And what you're coming from is your belly. So it might be that as you're here, you move forward, 1 inch. And that's fine. Honor that inch. Hands are going to come down. And I want you to just focus on your breath. If your body says, I can do more, you'll take another deep inhale. And as you exhale, still leading through your belly, so your heart is lifted, your shoulders are relaxed, you'll begin ever so slightly just to begin to fold forward. And again, it doesn't matter how far you go. Please don't round into the low back. I want the low back to be long. I want you to feel those sits bones yearning towards the floor. You've got as much lift through the pelvis. So if you're sitting on blankets, if you're sitting on a bolster, you can feel that lift. And just breathe. It could be that you're feeling this opening through the adductor muscles. Now, one thing that's very important is that I want you to be feeling this in the middle of the muscle, okay? If you are feeling it back behind your knees, if you are feeling it up in your pelvis, you're pushing too far. So really pay attention to where it feels good. Now, I want you to gently bring yourself out a little bit. From here, what I want you to do is you're going to take a moment and I want you to squeeze everything in your legs. So I want you to squeeze through your glutes even though your legs are open. I want you to flex through your feet, hug the muscle to the bone through the thighs. Thank you, Sissy. I know. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. And squeeze. Really feel everything tighten down. Breathe. And now I want you to let it relax. Take another deep inhale, find length, and then as you exhale, gently allow your body to fold forward a little bit more. And just take a moment to observe and see if your body allows you to move into the posture just a little bit more. And breathe. And then one more time. Walk yourself out a little bit. Flex through the feet, squeeze through the glutes, hug the muscle to the bone. Really feel as if you're just squeezing tightly. Even as you are lengthening out through the legs, feel it squeeze, feel it squeeze, feel it squeeze. Exhale, let it relax. And again, gently allow your body to fold in. And just begin to notice if this allows you to come in a little bit more. And breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. And then gently release that. Walk your hands back. And bring your legs together. Take a minute and just kind of bounce them. Let them relax. Let them release. Okay. Now we're going to move into an opening through our shoulders. Okay. So this is where you're going to need your strap. Okay. This is called Gomukhasana, or cow facing arms. So what you're going to do is you're going to begin by placing the strap over your right shoulder. Okay. So everybody's got your strap over the right shoulder, or your tie, whatever you need. Okay. So what's going to happen is you're going to take, and I'm going to turn around so that you can see what the posture looks like. You're going to take your left hand. Okay. You're going to bring it out and then bring it back behind you, and you're going to hold on to the strap. Okay. Then you're going to take that right arm, inhale up, and exhale, hold on to the strap behind. And that's the entire posture. So as you're here, and I'm going to come back around and come over to this side so I can talk to you. You're going to stay long, breathe deep. And on that right elbow, I want you to just gently see if you can begin to open into that right shoulder. Long, slow, deep inhale. Long, slow, deep exhale. And as you're here, you might be feeling this in your armpit, which is just fine. And as you're here, breathe. If this is too much for your shoulder, then please, your right shoulder, please don't bring your hand back. You can bring your arm across, okay? Please do what feels best for you. But I want you just to begin to find the opening. And as you do that, you might find that eventually your fingers will touch in the back. If not, don't worry. As long as you're breathing and you're doing your yoga from the inside out, you are 100% in the posture. And then gently let it release. You're going to release this right arm first and allow it to come down. And then you're going to release the left arm. Take a moment to roll into your shoulders. Okay. And then you're going to move your strap over to your left shoulder. Okay. And again, this time you're going to find your right hand and you're going to sweep it behind so that it can hold on to the strap. You're going to take your left hand, inhale up, exhale, bend at the elbow, and gently come back so that you can hold onto your strap. And again, I'm turning around so that you can see what it will look like, right? It doesn't matter if your arm is down here or your hand is down here. So that's the other thing, you guys. If you're dealing with some pretty big shoulder issues, this right here is fine. You can hold it all the way to the front and keep the elbow down. And then as you breathe, if your body says you can do just a little bit more, do that. Okay, so please go with what feels best for your body. So with each inhale, you're going to begin to work through that left shoulder. Breathe. And notice if there's a difference between the sides. Slow, steady breath. Holding on to the strap. Breathe. One more cycle of breath. And then gently let it relax. You're going to begin with this right arm or left arm and bring it down. And then allow the right arm to come out. Place your strap to the side. And then one more time. Oh, big movements through the shoulders. And again, if you need big movements through the head and the neck to let it relax. Okay. All right. Quick check-in. How are people's shoulders feeling? Better? A little bit more open? Okay, good. Thank you. Awesome sauce. All right. The last piece that we're going to do on the ground. See, it does feel good, Miss Laisha, doesn't it? All right. So this one, we've got lots of options for it, okay? We're going to do lots of variations so that you can take what feels best for you for Gomukhasana legs, cow-facing legs, all right? So I'm going to show you the full legs, and if you look at me and go, you are smoking something weird, then we'll do all the variations around it, okay? So full variation is you're going to begin by taking the right leg and bringing it underneath you so that the knee is facing directly away from you. You're then going to take your left leg and you're going to bring it up. So this is the first variation, okay? If this is where your body says, I'm comfortable, I don't want to do anything else, this is your posture, okay? If bringing your right leg and tucking it back is too much, then you can leave your lower leg out, or you can just leave the entire right leg straight, okay? Lots of possibilities. So please do what feels best. So this first part is simply the left leg is in front. The next step is to bring it over with the knee still upright, okay? So it might be that it's like if you feel a tremendous amount of stretch coming back from the left glutes and then coming all the way on the outer edge of the left leg, this is going to be your posture. If your body still says, nope, I've got more, then what you're going to do is you're going to stack so that the left knee is on top of the right knee. And it might be that just getting here, you're going to have a very nice conversation going on right now with your left glutes, through your left hip, down into your left IT band. So just honor that, okay? We're going to enjoy this. We're going to breathe deeply because remember, we're doing our yoga from the inside to support the yoga on the outside. So if you're here and you can't breathe, it means that you're doing too much. So please back out so that you can breathe, lots of modifications. For those of you that are here with your knees stacked and your hips are happy and you still feel like you can do more, that same hip hinge that we did with the wide-legged forward fold, we're now going to begin to hinge forward again. So again, you're coming from the belly. You're feeling your sits bones gently come back behind you, and you're just very gently working into your fold. And it might be that this is so comfortable for you here that you can completely drape yourself over your legs and you can breathe and really enjoy. So please do what feels best. And just pay very close attention. I don't want anybody feeling any kind of impingement or any kind of crankiness through their knees. If you're feeling impingement or crankiness through your knees, then again, too much. Let it relax. Soften. Love your body. Be kind to your body. And enjoy. 2 more cycles of breath, following your own breath. And then very gently, very slowly begin to bring yourself back upright. The next step is to take this left leg and gently bring it up. Allow the right leg to come out, allow the left leg to come out. Do a little bounce, do a little release. Okay, now we're going to change sides. So you're going to bring this left leg underneath. The knee will be pointing away. If that's too much, I want you to leave the left leg long. The next step is, whether the left leg is bent or the left leg is straight, is that you're going to go ahead and bring the right leg up and over. And it might be that if this is, you're feeling the stretch, this is your entire pose. Okay? If your body says yes, you can begin to walk that right leg over so that the knees will eventually line up. And you're going to find, the yumminess coming from, this time, the right glute, the right hip, and into the right IT band. And I see a doggy nose. And breathe. And you're going to begin upright. And just pay attention to what your body is giving you. Know that where you can go on one side might be completely different than where you can go on the other side. So what I would ask is that don't push the side that's already more open. Give that a little bit of a break, and instead place your focus on your breath on the side that's struggling a little bit more. Let the side that's struggling meet the side that's more open. And then from there, you can move forward with both sides equal. The traditional meaning of the word yoga is to bring union. So this is what we're doing. We're bringing union to the sides of our body. Feel your breath, allowing your practice to come from the inside out. Beautiful, you guys. And then very gently, slowly, if you were folding forward, come back upright. Gently begin to release that right leg. Unwind the left. Let the legs come out. If they need to wiggle and wobble and move a little bit, please allow that. Breathe. And now we're ready to stand up. Woohoo! Okay, you guys. So I'm going to adjust so that hopefully you can see all of me. Hang on. Stay. Oh, okay, we're gonna have a slight slide. Can everybody see? No. Let's go back down. There we go. I'm sorry, today that's a little wiggle wobbly. Okay, so right now I'm going to position this so that you can see my head. So that way I can show you what we're gonna do. Then I'm going to adjust it so that you're gonna see my feet and not see my head, because it's important as to where your feet go, okay? So the first part, and I'm gonna shift so that you guys can see my feet, okay? The first part that's very important is for you to find Tadasana. And I'm gonna get to do this around Denali because she's decided that she's going to hold the space on the mat with me. So when we do mountain pose, it's very important that you decide what feels best for your feet, okay? So it might be that your feet are hip distance apart. It might be that your feet are next to each other. It might be that your feet, you actually slightly pigeon toe, okay? What we're looking for is, where does it feel best to find equal weight, right, around the balls of the feet and equal weight through the heels, okay? So what we're looking for, and I hope everybody can see this, is that you want equal weight on the big toe and spread that all the way to equal weight on the pinky toe. And then you want equal weight on the inner part of the heel to the outer part of the heel, okay? And you can play with that by rocking forward and back, gently coming onto the toes, lifting the heels, coming back onto the heels. And then let that settle so that you can find the weight. Once you have that space, take a moment to lift through the toes. Oh, find those arches, okay? And it doesn't matter if your feet are a little flat or not, still lift the toes. What we're doing is we're working to strengthen the muscles in the feet. From here, allow the toes to come down. Hands can come to the hips, and you're going to inhale, begin by coming up onto the toes. Exhale, sink back down to the heels. And lift the toes. Inhale, let the toes come down, rock into the balls of the feet. Exhale, release that, come into the heels of the feet. One more time, inhale, come into the balls of the feet. Exhale, come back down and come into the heels of the feet. Beautiful, you guys, that looked awesome. Now, once you have this, I want you to begin to find the difference and length, right, that comes as you stand in mountain pose. So traditionally what we've been taught is to press down through our feet and hug the muscle to the bone, right? But we never talk about the glutes. So we're going to talk about the glutes a little bit today. So what I want you to do is place your hands onto your low back. Fingers are pointing down so that you can feel your glutes. And it's important to know that when you activate your glutes, you're not clenching your glutes, okay? It's not like you ate beans and you're in a public place. This is a gentle activation, not a clench. So what I want you to do is, and you may have to take it all the way to the clench so that you can find a gentle activation. So what I want you to do first off is I want you to squeeze those glutes as tight as you can. And I want you to see how that changes the position through the pelvis. It moves it frontward, and you're squeezing very tightly around your sacrum and your tailbone. Let it relax. Now what I want you to do is about 50% of that. So I want you to squeeze the glutes. And notice that as you squeeze the glutes, it makes it easier to press down through the feet and hug the muscle to the bone, okay? So squeezing through your glutes gives you that next layer of stability. and then let that relax. Now what I want you to do is we're going to play with our balance just a little bit. So if balance is an issue for you, you just come onto the tops of the toes for the leg that we're lifting. So that way you still have your balance. Otherwise, all you're doing is a hover. You're just coming a couple inches above. So we're going to do the same thing with one leg that we did with the other. So we're going to start by grounding into our left leg. So what I want you to do is squeeze through that left glute. So you're not clenching, you're just squeezing. But I want you to feel how that strengthens the leg all the way down into the feet. So the feet can begin to relax and you're not doing toe death grip. Once you have that, then you begin to hover that right leg up and breathe and keep squeezing. You got to keep squeezing through the glute, you guys. It's really easy. Our glutes are really lazy. They want to do a squeeze and then, oh, we're done. We don't want to do it anymore. And then let it relax. Now I want you to change sides. You're going to move into your right leg. I want you, hands are still down, fingers are still on the top of the glute so that you can feel the squeeze. Squeeze that right glute. Come up onto the left toes, and if it feels safe, begin to hover through the left foot. Beautiful, you guys. And then gently let it relax. Awesome. Look at you go. Okay, now we're going to take this movement and we're going to begin to play with it. So what I want you to do is, and I'm going to crouch, I want you guys to stay in mountain pose, but I want you to be able to see a little bit more. What we're going to do is we're going to do a big breath of joy. So this is bringing your arms down by your side, palms facing out. Take a deep inhale, and I want you to bring your arms all the way up over your head so that your palms touch. As you exhale, you're going to bring your hands down to your heart, okay? And you have a place on your sternum that in acupressure is an actual heart point. And it's in about the middle of the sternum. For many of us, it's actually a little tender, okay? And then let that relax. And again, deep inhale. So everybody's standing. I'm the only one crouching, and that's just so that you can see how my arms go up, palms touch, exhale, bring hands down to the sternum, to your heart. Beautiful. Okay, so here we go. One more time. Deep inhale, big breath of joy. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Good. Now from here, we're going to play a little bit. I want you to take a deep inhale, come on to the toes. Good. Exhale, come on to the soles of the feet. Inhale, come on to the toes. Exhale, come down to the soles of the feet. One more time. Inhale, onto the balls of the feet and the toes. Exhale, onto the soles of the feet. Good. Now from here, I want you to open your stance a little bit. So it's either going to be hip distance or slightly wider. You're going to bring your hands back to your hips. And as you exhale, I want you to bend into the knees and come into a little bit of a squat. So if you see that from the side, it's going to look like this. Hands to hips. Exhale. Hips are coming back. Again, squeeze through the glutes. Allow your arms to float out in front of you. Deep, full breath. So I call this a variation of thunderbolt pose or chair. So Ardha Utkatasana. Breathe. Keep squeezing through the glutes, which is going to help stabilize through the legs. And then as you exhale, if you need blocks, you're going to grab your blocks. If not, you don't need them. I'm going to demo with blocks just so that you can see. You're going to place your hands on top of the block and then gently press down through the feet, squeeze through the glutes, and ever so slightly begin to straighten through the legs. I'm still keeping a little bit of a bend in my knees. With the inhale, you're going to Drop through the hips, bring the arms back out, breathe, exhale. Hands come to blocks or hands come to the floor. So this time I'll demo hands to the floor. Squeeze through the glutes. Gently bring the hips up. That doesn't have to be a big movement, everybody. It can be very small. And then gently release. One more time. Drop through the hips. Lengthen the arms out. Breathe, deep inhale. Exhale. Hands come to the floor. Hands can come to the shins. Hands can come to the knees. Hands can come to the block. Do what feels best. Deep breath of joy. Okay. Now, to bring yourself up from here so that we can have a little bit of a break, I want you to squeeze through those glutes. So bring your hands to your low back. Press down through your feet. Squeeze through the glute and gently bring yourself up, whether it is one vertebrae at a time or with a flat back. It depends on what your body is telling you to do. Oh. I want you to notice how that feels. Big rush, big movement. If your body says yes, you can gently press your hips forward. Begin to open into that low belly. And just do very gentle back bend. Big breath. Let it relax. Okay. Deep, big breath of joy. Deep inhale. Arms out, up. Palms touch. Come to the heart. This time as you inhale, I want you to shoot the arms straight back up. Exhale. Sweep the arms out. So now we're doing opposite of breath of joy. We're releasing. Knees are bent, strong bend. Squeeze through the glutes. Very gently, slowly, bring yourself down into a forward fold. So again, you've got your blocks if you need your blocks. If you don't have blocks today, and this is difficult, just keep your hands to your tops of the thighs and begin to let your body fold, okay? So please know that you have a very long fascial line that comes from underneath your toes, and it runs all the way up the back of your body and ends about 2 finger widths above your eyebrow. If your body is tight, bending in through the knees makes it much easier. So from here, you can bring your hands to fist. You can come up to fingertips. If you have your blocks, use your blocks. Do whatever feels best. But we're going to try our balance again, coming from a different perspective, a different plane of gravity. So I want you to start by grounding into that left leg. Press down through the foot, squeeze through the glute. You have a nice bend into the knee, and you're going to begin to shift your body weight over into that left side so the right foot can begin to float. And it might be that for today, this is your entire posture. If you can do more than that, you're going to gently begin to straighten into that left leg. Bring that right leg back. Okay, everybody see that? All right. If your body can do more, you're going to swing that right leg out, point through the toes, exhale, bring it down. Let it relax, okay? I'm going to adjust just so that you guys can see this side. We're now going to do the other side. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, I get puppy kisses. All right, now I want you to ground into your right leg. Squeeze through that right glute. Oh, you're very funny. You've got a gentle bend going in that right leg. And then you're going to begin to shift the body weight over to the right side. Now, if your body says yes, this might be your entire posture, you guys, right here, just shifting your body weight. If your body says yes, begin to float through that left leg. You, if possible, you can straighten into that right leg and begin to kick that left leg straight back. There you go. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome, you got it. If your body wants to go one more posture or one more step, you're going to rotate that left leg out to the side. And then as you exhale, gently, slowly, bring that left leg in. And from here, you're going to press down through the feet, squeeze through the glutes, and however your body best comes up, whether it's flat back, whether it's rolling up one vertebrae at a time, gently, slowly come up. And breathe. Woo! All right, you guys, I'm going to check in with all y'all. How are we doing? Thumbs up. We doing okay? Good. Thumbs up. Yay. Go team. Yay. Awesome. All right. Okie dokie. So from here now, we're going to play a little bit more. Are we good? I'm not exhausting you guys too much. We got a couple more minutes before we come down. I know. Before we come down onto the floor. So what we're going to do next is we're going to do a little bit of a warrior two variation. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Trikonasana, star or triangle, simple triangle. So what I want you to do is from the middle, okay, you're going to walk your feet out, right? I'm going to have to step back so that you guys can see my feet. So we're about 3 to 4 feet, okay? Denali doesn't trust that I'm not going to step on her, all right? So from here, hands are to the hips. What you're going to do is I want you to start with your right foot, okay? You're going to take your heel, lift your toes, and pivot so that the toes are now facing the short end of the mat, okay? Your left leg, foot is either still straight ahead or you can slightly pigeon toe it. If you have sciatic issues, keep your heel in and let your toes come out a little bit. So the way that we've been traditionally taught to do warrior two is, again, we forget to engage our glutes, okay? So here's what I want you to do. Before we go any further, I want you to squeeze through both glutes. Just squeeze and just feel that. Let it relax, okay? When you're ready, as you exhale, I want you to bend into that right knee, okay? And you need to make sure that the knee is either in line with the ankle or slightly behind. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take this left glute right here, and I want you to squeeze it. This is going to make your plant leg much stronger. When you're ready, I want you to inhale, float your arms out. Keep them either shoulder width or slightly below. And shift your gaze so that you're looking over your right fingertips. Now, if you want to add just a little bit more to this warrior two, you're going to squeeze into your right glute as well as your left. And now you're going to be very sturdy, very strong. And the nice thing about warrior two, beautiful you guys, is that when you are strong and grounded through your glutes to your feet, it is much easier to stay in the present moment, which is what warrior two is about. It's about being present in the now. If your body says yes and you'd like to do a little bit more, you're going to take that left arm, drop it on top of the left thigh, on the side of it. You're going to turn your right palm so that it faces up. Take a deep inhale. Bring your arm up, gaze up, which turns this into a balancing pose. And if your body says yes, then you can begin to open even more deeply into the right side body as you roll yourself back towards the left. And breathe. Deep breath. And then gently, slowly let it release. Arms come back down. Straighten into the right leg. Come back into that right heel. Toes are up. Pivot that right foot in. And now from here, you're going to take the left leg, left foot, come up on the toes, feeling the toes lift, and then pivot on that left heel so that now your left toes are facing the short side of the mat. Again, all we've done is change sides. So before we do anything else, I want you to just gently squeeze through both glutes so that you can feel the difference here on how that grounds you through your legs. Let it relax, okay? And then as you exhale, I want you to bend into that left knee, making sure again that the knee and ankle are stacked, that everything feels good. And then I want you to come into this right glute and I want you to squeeze. And notice how that strengthens and solidifies that right leg. If you want to do a little bit more, you can also squeeze into your left glute as well. Float the arms up. Shift the gaze over the left fingertips. Breathe. Strong, steady, grounded warrior. Long, slow breath. If your body says yes, you're going to release that right arm. Turn the palm up through the left. Inhale that left arm up. Gaze goes up. And if your body says yes from here, if you want even more opening through this left side body, you're going to inhale and then exhale, gently opening even more deeply into that left side body and gently rolling yourself back. Beautiful, you guys. Really nice. Deep, full breath. Nice. And then gently, slowly, bring your arm back up. Left arm comes down. Straighten into the left leg. Pivot that left foot forward. And then gently bring yourself back in. Hopping, stepping, however it feels best. Beautiful, you guys. Yeah. We feel nice and warm now? Good. Okay, so guess what? Now we get to come down, back to seated again. Go team. Okay, voila. All right, you guys. So what we're going to do before we come down is we're going to, again, do a little bit of core, but we're going to start from Dandasana or staff, okay? I think I'm going to need to wear different colored pants because I seem to be blending into my mat today. So what we're going to do with staff is that if you need your little zafu, your pillow, your bolster, again, hips higher than knees, okay? I can't tell you, because I'm not in your body, if this is comfortable or not, but I want you to be able to feel nice and long through the back. If you feel like you're rounding like this and you're stressed and you're going as far as you can and it's not working, you're doing too much, okay? So lift up. So I want you guys to be able to see the difference. It doesn't take much to make much of a difference. Okay, there we go. All right, good. So from here, the first thing I want you to do is as you ground through your sits bones, I want you to hug the muscle to the bone, flex through the feet so that the energy is moving forward out through the soles of the feet. Then I want you to press down through the sits bones towards the ground. Feel the length come through the spine, right? Feel the shoulders relax and hands come down. And you just breathe right here. And hold so that you continue to focus on energy through the legs. You continue to focus on softness through the shoulders, length through the arms going down, and length through the spine coming up from the base of the spine through the crown of the head. And breathe right here. And then gently, slowly let it relax. From here, we're going to move into a posture known as Janu Shirasana. So again, I'm putting this down because right in these postures, I don't necessarily use it. If you need it, please use it. So again, if you need it, you have your strap. I'm pulling the strap out. We're going to start by bringing that right leg in. Oh, thank you, Sissy. And what you'll notice is that I make a movement with my hips. So right now, my hips are closed. They're both facing forward towards my feet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this right leg in. And notice that as I draw the right leg in, suddenly my hips are now open, okay? So that's kind of an important piece. If you know that you're tight, and hamstrings and things tend to get grumpy, you can either put a bend in your knee, right, which is going to help break the fascial line, which will make it a little bit easier to roll forward, or you can keep the leg straight and you can put a strap around the ball of your foot, okay? All right, now we get to play. So right here we're open, which means that if we were going to fold forward this way, it'd be nice and open, okay? What we're going to do though is we're going to work to fold over this left leg. So what you might want to do is adjust this left hip back. So let me see if I can show you guys. So it's like this is where we're starting. If your body says yes and it's a little more difficult to turn and fold, then what you're going to do is you're going to take this left hip and you're going to rotate it back just a little bit. So what did I do? I took my left sits bone, I lifted it up, and I gently drew it back, okay? All right, so from here, we have our strap. We're going to come from the belly again. So find length through the spine. Deep full breath. So again, we're doing a variation of Dandasana because we're flexing and activating through this left leg. And then as you exhale, gently begin to hinge. So you're hinging all the way down here at the hip. So the spine stays long. And you're going to breathe. You're not rounding through your shoulders. Everything is long. Long from the pelvis all the way out through the crown of the head. And then just very gently, slowly begin to find your way. Now, again, you should be feeling this through the center of the back leg. If you start feeling this in behind the knee too much, I want you to bend into the knee a little bit. Feeling it in the low back is fine. Feeling it in the hamstring is fine. One more cycle of breath. And then gently, slowly release. Good. You're going to go ahead and take this right leg, bring it back forward. We're going to do something a little bit fun for the middle. We're going to do baby boat. So I want you to bend into both knees. Feet are approximately hip distance apart. You've got nice long length through the spine. Arms are coming out. They're approximately parallel. As you're leading forward through the fingertips, you're still feeling those inner edges of the shoulder blade. Draw back and you breathe. Deep, full breath. And we're going to spend about 3 full cycles of breath right here. And then you're going to go ahead and let it relax. Now, you can stay exactly where you are. I'm going to change sides just so that you can see what I'm doing. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to start as if we were in Dandasana again. So both legs are out in front. Okay. This time, I want you to take your left leg and you're going to bring it out. Okay. Right leg is now long. All right. You can either, coming from this open hipped position, twist through the torso to come forward. If that does not feel comfortable, like you have the mobility through your lumbar spine to do that comfortably, you're going to take this right hip and you're going to lift and draw it back. Okay? Again, if you need to, you're going to take your strap. You can also interlace your fingers around. That's fine. You can also bend into your knee if you don't happen to have a strap. So 3 different variations all right there. So from here, again, I want you to find length coming from the sits bones all the way through the back. And then as you exhale, hinge and gently come forward and breathe. And remember, you've got 2 different sides. So if this is your tighter side, just honor it. As long as you're feeling it through the meat of the muscle, middle of the muscle, that's great. Gently flexing, breathing. Long, slow, deep breath. Shoulders are relaxed. And then gently, slowly release. Let it go. Come back up. We're going to do one more boat variation. So you have your choice. You can either come back to baby boat. If you'd like to do more, you can bring both legs up, knees bent or knees straight. Do what feels best. This is the next variation. Knees bent, hands behind the knees. You can lengthen, hands still behind the knees. Next step, you can have knees bent, arms out, or you can have legs straight, arms out. Please do what feels best. You're going to find that balance. And again, 3 full cycles of breath. All right, one more cycle of breath. And then gently, slowly release. Bring the legs down. Okay. We're going to finish today with a reclining spinal twist because it always feels yummy. So come all the way down onto your mat. Gently, slowly. Bring your arms out, T formation. If you're sharing with your animals, you may have to do a slight workaround, and that's okay. I want you to begin by drawing the knees high up and into the chest, wrapping your arms round, giving yourself a gentle hug. Breathe, letting it go. Another deep inhale. Exhale, ha. One more time. And then from here, float your arms out, T formation. Draw your knees a little bit higher into your chest, and then very gently, very slowly, you're going to begin by rolling over to your right. Excuse me, yes, you're right. Letting your body relax. As you're here rolling over to your right, if you choose, you can take that right hand, wrapping it over the left rib cage. Breathe deeply into the left rib cage. As you're here, begin to find again, if you lost it, that internal practice of your yoga with your breath. Feel your body expanding front to back. Feel your body expanding side to side. Long, slow, deep inhale. Long, slow, deep exhale. Gently release. Bring that right arm back out. If you choose, you can draw your knees a little bit higher into your chest while you're here, and then gently roll yourself back up. Deep, full breath. And then when you're ready, as you exhale, I want you to roll yourself over to your left. And if you choose, you can bring that left hand and up and over your right rib cage, following your breath, taking a full deep inhale. Feeling the expansion on the right side, front to back, side to side. Feeling everything release, getting soft. One more cycle of breath. And then gently release that left hand. If you choose, you can draw your knees a little bit higher while you're on the side. And come back up. Wrap your arms around. Deep, full breath. And from here, using your props however you need, gently bring yourself into your final Savasana. So if you need something underneath your knees, please feel free. If you do not have a bolster or blanket, feel free to keep the knees slightly bent, okay? Just make sure that you're comfortable. Let your arms come down by your sides, palms facing up. Allow your eyes to gently close. And as we move into our final relaxation posture, we're going to do a little squeeze and release through the body so that you can really let your body relax. So we're going to begin by starting with toes and feet. I want you to take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, squeeze through your toes and your feet, making sure that you're squeezing, but you're not clenching because I don't want anybody to get a cramp. And the exhale, moving into the inhale, let everything relax. As you move into your next exhale, squeeze your toes and feet, move it into your calves and your quadriceps and your hamstrings, and squeeze through your toes, your feet, and your legs. End of the exhale, beginning of the inhale. Let everything relax. Next exhale, squeeze through the toes and feet, legs, and move into the glutes. And squeeze the entire lower portion of that body. And as you move into the inhale, let it release. And inhale, deep breath. Feeling everything soften. Moving into the next exhale, I want you to squeeze through your hands and your fingers. And at the exhale, let them relax. Deep inhale, breathing fresh oxygen, fresh life into your body. Next exhale, squeeze through your hands and your fingers, your arms, and squeeze. End of the exhale, let it relax, let everything soften. Now we're going to begin to put it all together. So on the next exhale, squeeze toes, feet, legs, glutes, hands, fingers, and arms. Moving into the shoulders. Squeeze everything to the middle. End of the exhale, inhale, let it relax and soften. Next exhale, squeeze toes, feet, legs, glutes, hands, arms, shoulders, and core. Really squeeze that belly, tighten it, tighten it, tighten it down. And let it relax. Inhale, breathe in fresh and new. Next exhale, squeeze your entire body. Squeezing everything, including face, neck, tightening everything. Oh, contract. Inhale, let it all soften. Exhale, feel yourself melt into the mat. And as you breathe, feel yourself sink into the mat. Feel your body soften. Feel that deep relaxation. Feel your heartbeat as it slows, your mind as it stills. Your practice as it completes. Gently begin to bring yourself back, finding fingers and toes, hands and feet, and allow them to make gentle wiggles, gentle circles, whatever feels best and most natural for you. Allow that sensation and the awareness to come back up the legs, through the arms, back into your breath, taking a full deep inhale and exhale. And then with your next breath, again, use your breath to bring your arms up over your head and stretch. Toes to fingers, bones to skin. Let everything open up, finding spaciousness, finding fresh life, fresh breath. Gently draw your knees high into your chest one more time, giving yourself a gentle hug. And then gently roll to whichever side feels best to you. Take a few cycles of breath there, gently finding your way back, noticing the change. Take a moment to think about what it was that you had sent as your intent, and notice where you are now. And then when you're ready, with your eyes still closed, your breath still soft, press yourself up into the seated position one last time. Hands in prayer, thumbs to the heart. You guys, thank you so profoundly much for getting to be with you all today, for getting to be part of your practice and your breath. I honor the divine in you that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste. And may the blessings be.